Hello everybody, welcome back to the Maverick channel. This is my channel. We talk about cryptocurrencies, we talk about trends in the cryptocurrency space, and we like to look at what has been going on. And sometimes I like to discuss some particular aspects of the crypto space to see where the space is going. For example, right now we're in a bear market, and there's a couple of things I want to talk about here that I think are quite important. So first of all, you're seeing someone here called CZ-Binance. If you're looking for people to follow in this crypto space, one of the people I'd recommend is CZ-Binance, who's the CEO of the Binance Exchange. Why do I recommend this person? It's because obviously he's exposed a lot. First of all, they've created so many products that have been industrial standards in the crypto space that have led the crypto space to grow as we see it right now, like initial exchange offerings and things like that, basically launching protocols and basically providing an intermediary service for people that want to bridge assets kind of in a centralized way, but also you can use other decentralized options. They have decentralized options as well when you look at decentralized exchanges, and there's many ecosystems built around this ecosystem. So the reason why it's important to follow someone like CZ-Binance is because you will learn firsthand, you get firsthand information about sort of a point of view of what's happening in the crypto space. And for example, we can look at some of his tweets here. Just because something uses electricity doesn't make it non-green. So Tesla uses electricity, light bulbs use electricity. We need to measure the efficiency of these compared to the alternatives to determine how green they are. So CZ-Binance is someone that talked about Bitcoin and those other things and all kinds of views about economics, and he recommended this book, which I haven't read, but I'm going to read later. And one of the chapters I opened up, I can't find it right now, but basically the chapter was talking about taxation, inflation, and what's happening right now. And basically inflation affects the wealthy, but it affects the poor more. It also talks about how inflation can be kind of connected to taxation and how taxation prevents productivity. So if you want to know these kinds of connections with inflation, war, and what's happening right now, economics, how economic structures are developed, how they are, the historic sort of, this is a short book that introduces you to economics and what's happening. So giving you a linear kind of understanding about economics, and later you can look at what's happening in crypto, traditional assets, to make your own decisions. So another person I recommend is Matty from DCLblogger or DCLblogger. If you want to have first-hand information about NFTs, real information about NFTs, and not weird people talking about NFTs. If you want to understand, if you're starting a company around NFTs and you want advice from an OG, from someone that truly understands, that's deep down into the trenches, just like CZ-Binance, they've seen so many projects, so many platforms have been built, so many partnerships. They know what's on ground, what challenges people face. So if you want first-hand view of what's happening in the NFT space in a real way, and also find out some real products that I think are going to be big in the future of in the NFT space, I recommend this guy right here. And then the last person, obviously, Andreas Antonopoulos. There's a lot of people to follow out there that are reputable, and I can't remember some of them, but if you want to really get a neutral view of the crypto space, all these people give you neutral views of the NFT space, of the crypto space, and of the traditional crypto space, and also how, if you want to get a view of what crypto will be like in the future, at least to some extent, Bitcoin, and get that core education about cryptocurrencies, then this is someone to follow. Now, I want to talk about a little bit about economics here, and this article talks about how DeFi is. You've all done DeFi, different decentralized exchanges. You can lend, you can borrow, you can deposit your cryptocurrencies and earn the native utility token or the governance token of that particular exchange. So that's the reason, one of the reasons why I'm talking about economics is because the crypto space is evolving, and there's a lot of people are truly building a new economic structure. Now, I'll go through a little bit of this article that says, how do you assess the value of an NFT? Now, those that do not know, of course, we have normal cryptocurrencies or tokens that you can send back and forth. We have tokens known as non-fungible tokens that cannot be divided. So that's how you see crypto art and sort of a visual representation of cryptocurrencies. So how do you determine the value? And for obvious reasons, you have to look at longevity, the team itself. But here they kind of give you the quick factors that I think most platforms are implementing. For example, if you're using a filter feature, so how rare this NFT is, the utility, how can you use this, the use case of this NFT, the tangibility. NFT is associated with real world objects as a way to interconnect them. The interoperability, so there's so many interoperability standards being talked about, not just in the crypto token space, but also being able to use your NFT in multiple platforms if it has multiple use cases, especially if it's a novel NFT. Social proof, so basically what it's affiliated with, the founders of this NFT space, the ownership history, which wallets they've been moving through, the liquidity, how easy it is to actually sell your NFT or to put it up on the market, to sell it, to buy and sell, that kind of thing. So market makers, speculation is also one of the big things. So in the other book, actually, they talk about speculation. So in terms of inflation, another issue is that during times of inflation, people speculate a lot because everyone's scared. People are gambling a lot, so they're just throwing their money around because everyone's scared. They don't know, they can't hold the traditional asset because the currency is losing value. And it's very good that this kind of education is circulating in basically in the normal crowds, people that are not very conversant with economics, because this is very helpful, especially with the current state of things. Fuel costs are too high, inflation is becoming more imminent. It's not transitory as they had told us. It's clearly not transitory, and it's getting worse. So there's a lot of panic and a lot of people don't know what to do. Thankfully, there's cryptocurrencies, and that's why we're talking about economics. By the way, guys, if you want to look at this book that was recommended by CZ-Binance, it's called Henry Hazlitt, Economics in One Lesson. I think it's an amazing book because I randomly stumbled upon a chapter here that was really awesome. So this is a state of the crypto market, guys. So let's go back into this. You can see, of course, Bitcoin is trying to recover. No one's sure where it's going to go. The markets are in that state where no one's going to go. They're going to continue to go down. Are they going to continue to go up? No one's really sure. My advice to you is that take a look at the cryptocurrencies or projects that mean something to you, that you understand that they're quite cheap right now, and make a decision of whether this is the right time to get in. It's definitely way better than getting in at the time when Bitcoin was 69,000 or 67,000 because everything else was up. During these times when everyone's fearful, I think this is the time to get in. So guys, the reason why you're seeing this right now is I'm trying to show you the way crypto is evolving. Now, this is literally spam in my wallet. Someone did a video how to mint an NFT. So I don't know what Square Money is, okay? So maybe they're legitimate, I don't know, but I found this dropped in my wallet. So people can trade them. You can see 24,000 owners, 24,000 in total. Maybe the person dropped them into random wallets that have, I don't know, certain level of activity on the Ethereum network, but this is on Polygon. So I found this on my OpenSea. So that's what I'm saying. NFTs will also lose value because there's going to be so much circulating out there, because someone like this can just drop an NFT in my wallet randomly and it's in the spam folder. Does it have any value? I don't know. Probably not. This is a whole YouTube video. So I'm just giving an example. If you're into the NFT space, make sure you do tremendous amount of research, and I'd recommend following this guy right here. Make sure you're careful with what you buy, because some of the NFTs are legitimate, but they're not made for the purpose of being traded, sold, and bought. It's just someone trying to advertise something. So that's one of the things you have to look out for. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is that those that have done Spotify, you can sell your products, you can do this and that. The economy within the crypto space is evolving so much. You can create products and sell them on different marketplaces. It's not just OpenSea. You can go to a place like the Decentraland Marketplace and you can sell wearables. You can put them up for sale. They're reviewed. If they're accepted, you can sell them here, and you can slowly develop an economy of wearables. You can also build houses or other kind of smart NFTs, and you come to a platform like MetaZone and submit your NFTs here. And here, I think they're still dealing with the Ethereum network. So most of the NFTs here are going for a very high price, and they normally accept only high quality NFTs. So the NFTs, they're called metas that can transform. There's game NFTs. I think you can also rent and sell land through these platforms. So these serious economic structures that are developing. Now, the last economic structure I want to talk about is from the play to earn ecosystem. And I wanted to give an example of this game, which is called Pegaxy, that I've invested a tremendous amount of mental power for the past couple of days. And I don't know how these people are going to figure it out. So basically, Pegaxy is a horse racing game that tries to implement all the biological aspects involved within, and economic aspects involved within horses. So breeding, renting, buying, selling, the food which will come in the future, and all kinds of speculation. You have scholars, the people that race your horses for you, so you can think of them as jockeys. You can you can relegate the service of breeding your horse to someone else. So they try to implement all these economic features within this play to earn game, which is fascinating to me. I don't know if this game will be successful in the future, but it's interesting that they're trying to develop. This is essentially, think of it as a decentralized finance platform that has some graphics on it, so you can click. So because essentially you have a governance token, you have a utility token, you can swap them, you can buy the horses, the race horses with Tether, you can buy them with the governance token, you can look at all these economic whatever is going on economically. You can look at how many tokens have been minted, how many tokens have been burned through the breeding of these horses, and the team is constantly looking for ways of implementing features within the game that do not force people to do things a certain way, but sort of limit the amount of tokens that are minted, that prevent this economy from completely crashing. And we've seen the token go down so much in price, but as long as the team is still building, I think there's some economic experimentation going on here, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Guys, if you're going to go out there and fall more into this and lose all your money, that is completely your choice. This is not investment advice. This is a video about sort of looking at these sort of platforms that seem like jokes, but are trying to tackle the economic structure. It almost seems impossible. It almost seems like they're trying to tackle something impossible because you're trying to organize sort of an economic structure based on biological, traditional, and these new sort of economic tendencies that we're seeing. So you can view the amount of tokens that have been minted through the racing of horses. So think of it as money as a monetary reward. Then if you breed using these tokens, you reduce the circulating supply of these tokens. And you can look at different leadership boards, many people, how many tokens are floating. The wallets that have minted the most tokens or earned the most tokens, you can see this one has over time 21 million tokens. You can look at the analytics. So the reason why I'm showing this is that this is one example of, I should call it it's a play to earn game, but really it's like a decentralized exchange with a few graphics in there that's trying to really design an economic structure around the idea of racing horses, which I think is extremely hard. And I think being a part of such projects that are trying to change things or are trying to implement these traditional aspects of economics into the NFT space, blockchain space, I think it's really interesting. The other ecosystem I want to talk about is one owned by Matty, the guy I referenced first. He designed this thing called the meta key. I've done videos about it, and you can have these keys that can take you through different metaverses. They can you constantly receive airdrops, but also they kind of constantly building utility and partnerships around how these keys are going to evolve. And the idea is that in the future, you basically just need one key that's affordable to have access to all kinds of things in all kinds of their real estate that they bought in all kinds of metaverses out there, Sandbox, Decentraland, and so many others, CryptoVoxes, and so many others. So it's interesting to see how economics is developing in the crypto space. It's not just about the tokens, not just about a few people speculating about something they've overly invested in, but we're talking about an economic system that's open to all. Essentially, anyone that has, I think, failed to get into a top tier university or company can now collectively bunch up with their friends, their other peers that are really smart, and then form products that those other companies can never compete with, because all these people there's no barrier to entry to them. The only issue they had was not getting into that company. So their brain power is now concentrated into building products that they truly believe in. To be honest, I don't think any company in the world can compete with something like that. Anyways, guys, I hope you learned something. I hope you got the point I was trying to make today, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.